Friends, thanks again for joining me. Today we have a special guest on the channel. Welcome Aggroed Light Hacker to the channel from Splinterlands. How you doing, man?
It's awesome. Good to be here. Thanks for having me, Stash.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man, coming on here. I've been playing a lot of Splinterlands over the last couple of years and really doubled down here over the last couple of months, and so we've been grinding. I created a guild a couple months ago. We've been grinding that together, and so really fun to have you on the channel here and just chat a little bit about you as a person and behind the man behind the man, and then get a little bit into talking about Splinterlands. But yeah, really happy to have you here, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. There've been a couple guys that have been here for a while. You and Kenny Bro.
Yep.
It's great to have some folks that have been doing this for a while. So thanks for streaming our content and helping us grow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, always been one of my number one play to earn games. So why don't you just kind of start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got to this point? Where did the idea for this game come from, and how did you kind of get started?
I have a weird background. So I'm a PhD chemist, and I was teaching chemistry at a university or like a military college. And my daughter was born, and she was just super noisy, and I couldn't grade anymore. So I started using software, and that it really helped my kids learn, and I didn't have to grade all this stuff. So I told the publishing company, "Hey, this stuff is helping my kids," and they said, "Great, we're going to hire you." And I ended up working in sales in publishing, and from one of the largest publishing companies in the world. And I was going to universities and all that, trying to figure out how to get big committees to use this software and help their kids. And eventually, like all things, it'll come to an end. But simultaneously, two other things are happening. One, I've always been a gamer and a game designer. Game design is actually more fun for me than playing the games. So back in 2014, I made a Kickstarter, sold like 21 grand. It wasn't amazing, but I've actually published games before and had a successful run. It wasn't like changed my job and changed my life. But I made a game after that, but I didn't want to physically print it. So it just sat on the shelf. And that was part of the impetus for where Splinterlands got born. It really came down because I met my partner, Matt. And, Matt's an extremely talented developer, but his problem has been, look, I can make stuff, but nobody ever promotes it. And I don't know how to promote it. So it never goes anywhere. I can make the greatest game ever, but nobody buys it. And my answer is I can design the greatest thing, but without somebody to actually produce it and create it as software, I can't do anything with it. So the two of us met up.
A match made in heaven.
Yeah, CryptoKitties were booming, and he was the one that said to me, what we should do is make a game. And I said, funny enough that you should say that. I have one. I've just never published it. And we had to tweak some rules and change some things to make it Splinterlands ready, but that's what we did.
Wow, that's cool. That's actually a really interesting, lead up to getting there. Going from being essentially chemist teacher to then working through publishing and then doing indie type of game development. I mean, that's quite a wide variety of things there. Talents.
You'd be surprised how much overlap there is. So like crypto and chemistry, they're both two really complicated subjects that are like really rules based. So actually trying to teach somebody chemistry is actually fairly similar to trying to teach somebody like how crypto works and the steps and the process, that's similar. And then, we are at this like front edge vanguard of this industry, which is blockchain gaming and play to earn and all that. But honestly, like a lot of it is just like normal business. And, having a publishing background, it was software publishing, it was higher ed, not gaming, but, doing sales and doing pitches and doing presentations and groups. I use all those skills every single day here. So it's less of a transition than it might have sounded like, but I'm really grateful to be able to do this every day. It's awesome.
No, you make a good point there, and I kind of work in the same kind of respect. I have a lot of what I call umbrella skills, and they're things that you learn as you do the different jobs, work in different industries, and they happen to apply in many different aspects. Running a team is running a team, and you can have, like you said, you can have the greatest ideas for a game, but you're missing that other component of actually being able to develop it. So finding the right kind of people, synergizing, using those same talents to just keep a business going is a it's key. Not just knowing about NFTs or knowing about crypto is it's just not enough. So
Yeah, so much of this is really just about community management too.
yeah,
I'm sure that
yeah.
Matt will tell you other things as he's dealing with servers and server upgrades and all
Right.
that.
He's like, it's
The
all about the
influx of people.
server.
Yeah, but here, I mean, for my life, it's really about community development. And, we have 30,000 people in our Discord, something like 400,000 like email addresses that we reach out to, a Telegram group, Twitter, we're everywhere. But a lot of that is around not just having like followers, but like breaking the fourth wall and really engaging them and figuring out what is it that you want, what is it that you're thinking about, what's exciting to you, how do we make changes that make this game more appealing for everybody. Some of that's to like grow the business and make more money and all that, but honestly, we just really care about the guys. Like we want them doing well, we want them enjoying their life, we want them playing this game, we want them like emotionally holding cards. Like I can't sell that. I've owned that forever, and it's my favorite card. Like it's some of that. Or I can't leave the game. Like that. My best friends are in this guild. How the hell am I going to get out of here? That's a kind of like culture and feeling that I think it's really important to build, and that comes through community development and helping to teach how we're all going to the same moon if this project is successful. We're all asset holders. It's not just like one corporation and you give that corporation the money and they do well. Like we all hold assets. So there's some dream that if the project grows and continues to be successful and is not just one of the top blockchain games in the world, but is really like a real mainstream game like that's going to have huge consequences for everybody that's part of this.
I fully agree. Community is a huge aspect, and one of the biggest ones that I look for when I'm looking at new projects, new games, new NFTs. And so, having a great diverse community that is engaged, that really loves your product, and not just because like, oh, they're making money or whatever, they really actually enjoy it to enjoy it. And that's something I talk about on my channel all the time. People are like, what's the best game to play to earn the most, Stash? Like, I just want to earn money. And I'm like, well, find a game you actually enjoy playing. That's what makes it really great, is that, it's not just like, oh, I'm sitting here pointing, clicking. Yes, I'm earning money. It's boring. But that's exactly what we already have in our day-to-day jobs. You go to work, you're like, I hate this. I do it. Okay, I'll click because I got to pay rent. But, I think that blockchain gaming really, can take it a step further. So I'm right there with you about community and having a game that people love.
We're helping people like quit their jobs and do crypto full time. I mean, they are able to earn enough money to the card renters, we hit, it's seasonal. So at the end of the season, it spikes. But like the highest I've seen, they would make for a collective rental income of something like $20 million per year. Like that's nothing to sneeze at for playing a game or owning assets in a game. There are now tournaments that have $40,000 in prizes in them. At the end of last season, we gave out $291,000 of rewards, roughly. I mean, it's no longer pocket change. This is like money where we're now getting to the stage where there's professional full-time gamers, full-time streamers, and people that share strategies that are doing this, and they're able to earn, some people are still piecing it together with some streaming income, sponsorship, blogging about it, posting about it, earning, fighting and renting, and you string it all together and you're like, hey, this actually isn't that bad of a life. And more people are able to do that. It starts with countries that don't have a lot of like earning potential in them, and they find, if you're middle class there and have internet access, you can make more money playing Splinterlands with a borrowed deck or a rented deck than you could as a doctor in some countries. So we're seeing that pick up, and at the end of the day, most people would rather just sit around at home and play video games all day than do some terrible job in a corporate life.
It would be how horrible would it be to just have to sit around and play Splinterlands all day? And that's the thing, is like a lot of people, they when I play this on stream, which I do every Wednesday, I'm playing Splinterlands on stream every single week. And I play it off stream all the time, but because we're building the guild and stuff like that, we have the secret stashers that we're building our guild, and people will come on and they see what we're doing, and we're talking and chatting together, and they ask me, well, how much can I actually earn? Like, what is really the potential here? Because a lot of people don't really understand. They come from things like Axie Infinity, and they think, oh, well, I all the money is not made up front. I go, well, there's lots of ways you can earn here. You're earning through the cards you own and the assets you own through the SPS airdrop. You're earning every match a little bit of DEC, right? So you're earning crypto on every match. Then you do your daily quests and you're earning a reward. So I mean, there's people I've seen and I've talked to in my community who have gotten things like gold summoners, Byzantine. One of my community members, and I hate him, but he pulled a gold Byzantine kitty out of a daily reward, like no joke. And I could not believe that. I'm like, you just pulled like a multi-$1,000 card, and so then you have your season rewards too. So there's so many different ways that you can play and earn in this game. And I think that a lot of people just, maybe it's not so obvious from the beginning, but you're right. You guys have been paying out of trust, and that doesn't even talk about, like you said, tournaments and things that are being run by the community. We just dropped information today about the Stash Classic on Theta
big one.
that we're going to be doing in October. It's a big lead up with a bunch of massive prizes. So there's so much going on in this community. It's so diverse, and I think that sometimes people just can't take it all in. They can't take it all in. And so you guys have made and this has been a long road. You guys started off as Steam monsters. You've transitioned. You've added tons of different bridges to different cryptocurrencies, so you can pay and use those things and convert. And when it comes to features, in comparison to all the other blockchain play to earn games out there, you guys have just straight crushed it on features. I mean, in comparison to things like Axie Infinity, that people would say that's like the top of what people would consider play to earn. I mean, the amount of gameplay and features that you guys have brought to the table is, I would say at least tenfold. And you guys just continue to keep doing it.
Yeah, we got some extremely talented developers, really, really dedicated people. My co-founder, Matt, I just think is an absolute genius. And, we're not challenged because a lot of our game is built in pretty common languages. So, we can find developers all over the world that can help us. And it's not, it's not some like secret code in Solidity that only like 50 developers know and you have to get one of them. It's like, it's JavaScript, it's Postgres, it's like things that normal developers know how to use. And so what we really look for is not like specialized talent, but just people that are gamers, people that love crypto, people that love gaming, and like can make good decisions around, how should this system work? And when does that do this? Or when you click this, what's that do? Like, people that are in that ecosystem and know it. We don't have to like handhold, which makes it so that we can produce new content a lot faster. Yeah, I know the players always want it faster than what we're doing, but like Hearthstone doesn't have a tournament system, right? You can't play tournaments in Hearthstone. That's Blizzard. Like we had one for like a year, and we're the 3-year-old company. So there's some amazing things that we've done. I'm super proud of our game, and it's all a tribute to like Matt and the dev team. It's a small team, but they're really, really talented.
Yeah, and then that kind of brings up my next kind of question here is that you guys have seen massive growth here over the last couple of months here. The game has totally exploded. Tons of people are playing, smashing on the servers. You guys have released SPS as a type of governance token with an airdrop, and you've also updated Brawls, Guild Brawls 2.0, and a bunch of other things. So how has that kind of, how do you see the future here of the next month or two with Splinterlands, and what do you guys have going on? Tell us a little bit about how this all has come together.
Yeah, it's just been insane. 75% of the players right now came in the last month. I mean, that's how fast we're growing. We've been around for 3 years, so and
it's cheap to get in. And it's cheap to get in. I mean, it barely costs any money to get in. It's not like you're talking like $1,000 to get a team together. I mean, you can get your $10 spell book and get started, and boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. So a lot of people are responding to that, and so we're up to 500,000 plus registered users. I have 200,000 that have purchased a spellbook that unlocks the ability to earn. Mm-hmm. We've had as high as 175,000 accounts playing on the same day. And, in August, we basically 10x'd the company, and we're on pace to go like double in size every 3 weeks or so. And so we're it's just, we hit a nerve, or we hit a vein, or I don't know what it is, but people are finding us, people are excited about us, and the game is really fun. And what it's done is for this month, we basically lost a month of development because everything was all focused on DevOps.
Yeah.
The server, we don't have like one server. There's like 40 servers in this game, because you mentioned the bridges and other cryptos. We have marketplaces that we're on, and we have different types of in-game servers. I mean, the the airdrop system is built on another blockchain. You integrate like 6 different blockchains.
Yeah.
So there's not one server. And, as we scale and we get 10x more use, it's not the end of the world if one thing breaks, but, every single day we're like trying to figure out how do we push the limits of what this server can do. We were like set to scale it routinely. Okay, we can make improvements with the other, but you can't do that when it's 10x in a month. So it pushed back some of our deadlines, but it's well worth it. We got to implement more of the staking features and use features for our governance token. Brawls have rolled out, and that's really successful. There's some land is a big one. We sold land. We sold out of land.
Yep.
Prices have now like 10x or 50x.
They're going up crazy. They're still going up.
I mean, we sold plots originally at $10, and I'm seeing them around 460 or so.
Yeah.
And on wax, they can be even higher. So, so we have to go get that out, and that's been something that's been a big goal of ours. But there's only so many devs, and they only have so many hours on the day. And if the question is, do we develop more content that's new, or do we help the game operate? We know which one we have to do, and we make the decisions. And players are sort of annoyed, but they're pretty forgiving with us, just because we in the last year we've seen the card prices on the secondary market. They've gone up about 200x. Yeah, I mean that's absurd and insane. Like you're saying, you get $3,000 card pulls now.
Yeah,
that's mortgage payments. That's like rent payments. That's not like, hey, let's go out and have lunch. Thanks, Splinterlands. That's like somebody's paying off houses and rents and cars.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just astounding how big this is getting. What it's able to provide to the community. And we just keep thinking, how do we even get more to them? Because, like a lot of the free-to-play games that are out there, my thought process is like, they just think, how do I suck as much resource and wealth out of players as possible?
Yep.
And here, like every time I have another like in-person meeting with Matt, we generally start and argue around how do we get as much value back to our players and our community as possible.
Boom. Love it.
So we those guys have really set us up, as a business and personally for life. And we just think, we want to do everything we can to make sure that they're successful. Like if I've always thought that if we can go help other people like generate income, we ourselves will do well. And I'm glad to see that philosophy has been working, because like you said, people are coming here left and right. I'm now getting like a whole bunch of exchanges contacting us. I'm having these big businesses and big national brands that you would recognize contact us. Everybody wants to figure out, how do we, there's lots of ways to like build an NFT platform that is getting not like standard. You don't see them everywhere, but people can build an NFT platform, but it's really hard to build an NFT game. And we're one of the few players one of the few places that have a game that has a lot of engagement, and it's a lot of strategy. You play this like, we do commentary on this, and you can do commentary because it's kind of esports like, well, it looks like Matt Clark is going to go use a flesh golem. He's doing this here with the scarred llama mage, and he's facing off against the Lord of Darkness. Now we got to consider the cards, the people, the characters, the everything. You can talk about it, and because there's strategy and the skill sets, and I don't know. That's what we built here.
Yeah, there's so much going on, and you're right. As far as NFT platforms and what people are out there building, it's not it's easy to build some sort of like basic NFT something, but to really build a game that has a long-term viable economy and community, that is really the key that is incredibly hard. And I think we're even starting to see those issues with some of these bigger games out there that a lot of people play already, where the long-term viability of their economies and the way that they do rewards and this, they're not necessarily working out as good as maybe they had forethought. But I think Splinterlands has definitely, you guys have done a great job with thinking that through and proving it over the course of the last couple of years. I mean, like I said, this is like the original play to earn game. A lot of people don't realize that. I talk about all the time, like how old this game has been, how many years it's been around, and you guys are kind of like, the OGs of this space. And even when I found them, like you guys were already, it was, with Steam Monsters, you guys were doing it already. And I started building my collection, but that was in beta. I mean, I wasn't even around for alpha stuff. That is so. And like Ken Bozak was the one who actually originally was like, hey, check out this game, and he had been in it since alpha. And so I got in, and I didn't have any alpha cards, but I definitely went pretty strong on beta. And so with the kind of building, like you said, there's lots of strategy to it, and it's all about also building up your collection. And so now with all these people coming in, the question I get all the time now is like, well, hey, when do we get new packs? Because the packs are sold out, man. How do I get new cards? I'm like, well, you got to buy them in the marketplace or whatever now, but new packs are coming soon, right?
Yeah. So thanks for bringing this up. This was sort of the last thing I need to make sure that folks know is that we're getting ready for Chaos Legion. And Chaos Legion has been long awaited. We sold out of Untamed, and we sold out of Untamed hard. I mean, when that sold out back in June, like it was hundreds of thousands of packs got sold in just like a very short amount of time. All of our sales are sort of U-shaped in that, like right at the launch, it's super exciting. Everybody comes in, you're kind of in a little bit of a lull and it slows down. And then you get to the end and everybody just buys like crazy again.
Yeah.
So we've been sold out, and, that's been great for the players because, when our market cap rose, like literally $100 million in the last like month or two, like that helped the players. That went directly to them. Sure, that's us helping them make money. That's amazing. But part of our plan, like with land, we said no, we want this to be exclusive and rare. And now there are 150,000 bots and 175,000 active accounts. There's literally not enough land for everybody to have one. But we don't want that for the cards. We want cards to be affordable for new players to be able to join. And we're going to release Chaos Legion. We're working on the white paper now. So players will know what it is that we're doing, how many card packs are out there, what the timing will be, the pre-sale, how the pre-sale will work. We'll have some Kickstarter aspects to it. So, I'm really hoping that the highest spenders will be the ones that get to go design the legendary cards.
Ooh.
That'll be part of the airdrops.
Oh, I'm on board with that, man.
Yeah.
We need some stash cards. We need some stash cards in there.
Keep working with Zen Sports. It'll be possible at some point.
There you go, man.
So that's we're excited for it. It's going to be it's going to be affordable, and that just means that the players, when they decide to jack up the price at some point, that so much of that earning will go to the community, which is what we hope for. Awesome. We want to make sure that our game does well and we can function as adults and, hire more developers and make other games and everything else. But ultimately, we really want the players to succeed. So keeping it inexpensive, we think, is a big part of letting new players in from all over the world, and also just growing our community. So these are good times. I think our pre-sale is still scheduled for to start in September. Maybe it gets pushed to October, but it's going to be in the next couple. It's in like 4 weeks plus or minus 2 weeks is my guess for where that is.
Okay, perfect. Well, great, man. Aggie, thank you so much, man, for joining me here. As you guys heard, they're grinding this game. Everything is, in development. There's so many cool features coming, new packs coming in about a month's time. Do not miss out. If you are not in this game yet, you should be. Follow me on Wednesdays, and we can grind together in the Secret Stashers Guild. But yeah, once again, Aggie, thanks so much for joining me, man. This was a really great conversation. I think people are really going to enjoy it, and definitely want to wish you all the best luck here with this new pack launch and everything in the future, man.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for the Stash tournament. That thing is awesome. I like the Zen Sports setup. I like the qualifiers to get in, just everything about it. And then there's a big prize pool. I think it's $25,000 or
$25,000 of the prizes. Crazy.
Yeah, for playing a game. Just play this game and earn some money.
Yeah.
So anyways, folks can find us at splinterlands.com. Please go to discord.splinterlands.com to join us there. We're in Telegram too. That's Splinterlands HQ. And, come join our community. This is a fun game. It's a good brains game. We have a lot of great community leaders in there, and we're just waiting for you as a player to come join us.
Perfect, man. Well, we'll make sure we put all the links in there below for everyone to check them out and go get into their social medias and everything, and follow them all across all the platforms. That's all we have for today, folks. Until next time, stash that crypto.